What's up, everybody, and welcome to episode 88 of the Idiotic Sports Talk. I'm your host, Liam Gavin, coming to you live from my dining room, and today I just want to give you all my Week 12 picks in the NFL. So let's get started. Tomorrow we have 3 Thanksgiving games. We have the Bears taking on the Lions, and so this game could definitely go either way. Both teams are very desperate for a win. The Bears have been losing 5 straight games. The Lions don't even have a game that they've won this year. So, I mean, it's a toss-up, but honestly, I'm going to side with the Bears. The Bears did beat the Lions earlier this season, and yes, I know that was weeks ago, but I still think the Bears are going to come out victorious. I'm pretty sure Justin Fields isn't playing, and it's going to be Andy Dalton facing, I forget his name already. Not Jared Goff. Oh, man. Tim Boyle, facing Tim Boyle. So we're in for a treat, Dalton versus Boyle. But I'm going to go with the more experienced quarterback. I'm going to go with Andy Dalton. So I'm going to have to pick the Bears to win here. I'm going to go 30-21. Next is the Raiders taking on the Cowboys. Now, the Raiders have been spiraling out of control. They've lost 3 straight. But the Cowboys, after their bye week, they've been up and down. They've win a game, lose a game, win a game, lose a game. So, honestly, they're coming in on a short week, the Cowboys. They might not have Tyron Smith. They might not have CeeDee Lamb. They won't have Amari Cooper. But, the Cowboys have to prepare for that. And the Raiders, even though they've been struggling, they could still beat any team in the league. They're a weird team. They have a pretty good defense. Their offense is pretty good, too. So, the Cowboys definitely can't get caught sleeping. I'm obviously going to pick the Cowboys here. And, hopefully if they get Tyron Smith back, Lamb got a concussion, so he probably won't play. But if they can get Tyron Smith back, that's huge, because Dak almost died behind that blind side on Sunday against the Chiefs. So give me the Cowboys here, 28-24. I expect it to be close, like how all Cowboys games are. Next is the Bills taking on the Saints. This is the final game on Thanksgiving. The Bills have really struggled as of lately, and so have the Saints. The Saints have lost 3 straight. The Bills have lost to teams like the Jaguars, and they got blown out by the Colts recently. But I think this could be a bounce-back game for them. However, the New Orleans Saints, they play tough teams really tough, and they lose to bad teams. So if the Saints won, it wouldn't surprise me, but my pick is going to be the Bills. I think the Bills will bounce back this game. So give me the Bills to win here. I'm going to go 23-20. I think it is going to be close. I think the Saints defense will give the Bills offense a little bit of trouble. So let's see about that. So on to the Sunday games. We have the Steelers taking on the Bengals. So both teams definitely need to get a win. I know the Bengals did get a win the other night, but they're trying to keep that momentum going, and this is a rivalry. Both teams don't like each other. They're going to be facing off for the second time this season. Last time it was in Pittsburgh and the Bengals won. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if the Bengals won again. And most of the time these two teams split. They go 1-1 against each other on the season, but this season I'm calling it different. I think it's going to be the Bengals sweeping the Steelers. And if I had to pick a score, I'm going to go 28-20 in favor of the Bengals. Next is the Panthers taking on the Dolphins. So the Panthers have looked like a brand new team with Cam Newton back on the team. He's been throwing the ball well. He's been running the ball well like he's always done throughout his career. And they just have a good spark. Christian McCaffrey's back healthy. He's getting going. But the Miami Dolphins on the other side have won 3 straight. They have a really good win over Baltimore. So this game is really a toss-up, honestly. But personally, I just see Cam Newton and the Panthers getting it done against this Dolphins team. I do think it's going to be a close game, so I'm going to go 27-20 in favor of the Panthers. Next is the Eagles taking on the Giants. So the Eagles have actually been pretty hot lately. They've beaten two teams. They've beaten the Broncos and the Saints back-to-back. Their running game's starting to come alive, and their defense has been playing good. They've been scoring touchdowns their last couple games, and the Giants have just not looked good at all. However, I see this being a competitive game, honestly. And, I'm split right in the middle because I can't stand both teams. However, the Eagles do have the better record than the Giants, so I'm going to have to go with the Giants here. I'm going to take the Giants to win. I'm going to say that the Giants win by the score of 24-21. Next is the Titans taking on the Patriots. So the Titans, they like to lose to bad teams but beat good teams, and the Patriots have been rolling. They've won 5 straight. It's going to be in Foxborough, and the Titans are an underdog. And honestly, I think that they'll get the win. I know the Patriots have been playing really well football, and the Titans were playing good up until their previous loss. So the Patriots have all the momentum. But if they think they're going to overlook the Titans and just get a win because they've been on a nice, impressive win streak, they're dead wrong. And I definitely see the Titans coming to life this game because they're playing a team above 500 and they struggle against teams below 500. So honestly, I'm going to pick the Titans here. I'm going to pick the Titans to win 26-17. Next is the Falcons taking on the Jaguars. Now, this is a game that can go either way. Both teams are really bad. However, I think the Jaguars are worse and the Falcons are better. I can honestly see this kind of being high scoring in a competitive game because both defenses just aren't good at all. I'm not going to break this game too much down. It's not really worth it, but I'm gonna pick the Falcons here, 31-28. Next is the Buccaneers taking on the Colts. So this is a good game. This is a really good game. Buccaneers obviously have a lot of firepower on offense. The Colts, they've been stepping up on offense too. I mean, Jonathan Taylor is just a monster. And they have other guys like Michael Pittman too. Carson Wentz has been playing good, and their defense has been playing well too. So this could go either way. I mean, the Bucs, they're either going to shut Jonathan Taylor down because they have a really good run defense. They're either going to shut him down and Brady's going to do his thing, or the Colts defense is going to get to Brady early, hit him a couple times. They're going to give the ball back to the Colts, and Jonathan Taylor's going to rush all over them. So I really don't know how to call this game, but gun to my head, I'm going to pick the Buccaneers here. I'm going to pick the Bucs to win this one, 27-23. Next is the Jets versus the Texans. So this is basically the toilet bowl. You have two teams that are just 2-8, and they're just awful. They're just really bad. But someone's got to win, right? Someone's got to move to 3-8 and 2-9. And if I had to pick, man, I'm going to have to go with the Texans. And I'm not super confident in this one bit. Like, not at all. If you gamble or anything, stay away from this game because this is just not a game to bet on. It's just so ugly. It really could go either way. But I'm going to pick the Texans here. Give me the Texans to win this one, 20-17. Next is the Chargers taking on the Broncos. Now, these teams normally split. They go 1-1 every year. The Broncos are going to be at home. They're coming off a bye week. However, Justin Herbert just had a crazy good game. He's feeling himself. And honestly, I do see the Chargers winning this one. I think this one will be close too. I sound like a broke record. I think I say every game's going to be close because I think it is. So, you know what? Give me the Chargers to win this one. I'm going to go 30-23. Next, this game looks pretty good. Both teams are 5-5. It's the Vikings taking on the 49ers. Both teams have been playing good football lately. They both racked up a couple wins in a row. And so this is another game that could go either way. I see this one being pretty competitive, honestly. I see this one being back and forth. However, I'm going to favor the Vikings here because their offense is just better than the Niners' offense. However, the Niners do have a better defense than the Vikings' defense. So, I mean, it's a coin toss. But let me take the Vikings here, 34-30. Next is the Rams taking on the Packers. This is a good game. The Packers are going to be back at home. The Rams are coming off a bye. I know the Rams lost 2 straight before their bye, but I think they regrouped and they're going to figure out, what they can do to not lose these games, to lose 2 straight. Because on paper, they arguably have one of the best teams assembled. So I'm going to take the Bears here to win. I'm sorry, not the Bears, the Rams. I'm going to take the Rams here to win. And I'm going to take them to win by the score of 28-22. 28-22. That's my pick. Next is the Browns taking on the Ravens. So the Browns are starting to get healthier. They have Nick Chubb back in the lineup, which is huge because whenever he's in the lineup, it seems like that's when they win their games because they like to feed him the ball. And he's a home run hitter. He could break an 80-yard, 70-yard, 60-yard touchdown at any given moment. As for the Ravens, I'm pretty sure Lamar will be back, so this is definitely a different game. than if it was Tyler Huntley starting. I'll be surprised if Lamar misses this game, but I don't think he will. And Lamar's had the Browns' numbers over the past couple of years. I mean, last year they had a crazy shootout game that was like, I think the final score was like 48-45, that one Monday night game. It was absolutely insane. And I don't know if it will be like that, back and forth, but I do see it high scoring. I'm going to take the Ravens here, 35-31. Next is the final game of the week. It is the Monday Night Football game between the Seattle Seahawks and the Washington Football Team. The Seahawks, they've just struggled really bad. They really have this year, even with Russell Wilson back. And the Washington Football Team, they've actually looked good. Even though I can't stand them, they've looked pretty solid lately. They've won 2 straight, so I have to give them a little bit of respect. And so this is another coin toss. I don't know how this one's going to be. Either Washington's going to frustrate Russell Wilson early, beat him up behind that offensive line that's just atrocious, or this is the game where the Seahawks finally get it going and Russell Wilson has a good game and there's that spark on their offense with DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett. We'll see. I'm not super confident in this, but I can't stand Washington. I don't want to see them win. So I'm going to have to roll with the Seahawks here. I'm going to pick them to win this game 21-17. So that's it for my picks. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you agree and disagree with. My upset of the week is going to be the Titans over the Patriots, while my lock of the week is going to be the Panthers over the Dolphins. Last week I went 8-7 in my picks. Wasn't the best week I had. My total on the year is now 94, 69, and 1. So I'm trying to improve my record. Hopefully I could get back into double-digit wins next week. As for teams on the bye week, we have the Kansas City Chiefs and the Arizona Cardinals. And last but not least, happy Thanksgiving to everyone. I hope you and your family have a wonderful Thanksgiving and enjoy some great football. Please remember to follow me on Instagram. Follow me on my Instagram. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Do whatever you can to promote and share my page. Thank you all, and have a wonderful holiday weekend.